Well, first of all, I would say Tylenol is just poison. First of all, that's the first thing I would say. They tell you it's safer, but I would say Tylenol generally, if you just go straight Johnson & Johnson Tylenol, it's not a good drug for multiple reasons, but one of the reasons is it's one of the primary ways that the body toxifies so badly and affects liver function. It depletes something called glutathione. It's like the primary antioxidant in the body.
Correct.
And if it does that, like there's a lot of good evidence that say that if you over-toxify your body and you supersede the body's intelligence, that it not only makes you worse over time, but it actually creates long-term toxic issues that maybe are not symptomatic for the short term, but in the long term creates problems.
Is it true that Tylenol can affect even asthma, allergy to something?
Create?
Create.
Oh yeah, I would say through that same pathway. If you deplete the body of glutathione, every inflammatory, every immune dysregulation can be enhanced because of glutathione depletion, for sure.
Just this simple drug, Tylenol.
Mm-hmm. And they tell you, right? So if you were to PubMed, right? I don't obviously love all the research, but if you PubMed Tylenol and autism.
No way, bro.
Most people don't even know that Tylenol is one of the primary, like published risk factors to autism, especially Tylenol in pregnancy.
At what age? At what age?
Taking Tylenol?
Yes.
I would say virtually any age. But mostly the younger kids, right? The age of exposure.
Up to 2 years?
You mean Tylenol is a risk factor?
Risk factor for autism.
I would say at any stage it could create a situation where neurodevelopment can be compromised, but I would say the younger, the more problematic it is.
Autism.
Sure. Yeah, it's not my research; it's their research.
It's on PubMed.
It's on PubMed. There's more research for. We can go further. There's more research on Tylenol. There's more research on ultrasounds in pregnancy. Like, sorry, I'm not to stress you out, man.
I've heard that stuff, but
it's true though. It's true, right? So then, yeah, I think maybe staying on course. The body is infinitely wise, right? All your listeners have a mother. Right? There's only one way onto the planet, right?
They're saying that dads can get pregnant now. So.
In California,
what kind of science do you believe in, bro?
It's which biology, right? Yeah. So let's stick to what your listeners would believe, right? There's only one way onto the planet, right? Conception.
Yes.
280 days, about 9 months later.
Correct.
A 26 billion cell being, right? 2 half cells, a sperm and an egg. To 26 billion cells, and no mom has to think about it. It just happens. It's a miraculous process, right? And we're all born, right? And if we're all come onto the planet this way, how do we convince young parents that their kids' systems are not wise, right? They need by the time they're 1 year old, 26 shots that have never been studied in a long-term inert placebo randomized clinical trial, not one ever shown to be safe. And we mandate or recommend 26 by the first year of life, mostly because we've taught parents your kids don't have their own ability to heal.